Everybody, welcome back to Shock and Schlock. I'm your host, Herschel, and today I'm starting a new series called Torture Herschel. This is episode 1, where I ask you, the audience, to say to me the worst film that you've ever seen. I watch it, I review it, I answer questions you have, and we have a good old time. But today, I only have 2 questions, but I did get a lot of suggestions for episodes, so if you're following me on Instagram, that's where I'm going to be posting a little image of the movie a few days beforehand, so you can ask me questions on that post, and then I answer them here. Follow me on Instagram, I always leave that below. But today, I'm reviewing 2000's The Hip Hop Witch by director Dale Resteghini, who was a fairly prominent music video director. Can't really tell you offhand what he's directed, to be honest with you, but it's irrelevant. I hate him now. I don't care what he directed. This film was suggested by, it was fellow Dissay Media. You know them. They are half of DT Records. They do the art for that and stuff. But anyway, yeah. And they suggested this to me, and this is a great suggestion because this was fucking awful. But before we get into that, I'm going to answer the questions first. Speaking of fellow Dissay Media, they say, are you scared of the hip hop witch? Would you let her do that thing with her fingers? Now, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into what that thing with the fingers is, because this film is, it's something. You're going to hear a lot about fingers in this episode. But seriously, what was the most redeemable aspect of this one, and who is your favorite cameo? I will actually answer those during the review, because spoiler alert, the first one, there's no redeeming qualities of this at all, and I do have a favorite cameo. But anyway, Space Ghost Andy says, where did you get the idea of the show from, and why? I'm a masochist. I hate myself, and I want to do something new for the channel. I've been, people say things are the worst films of all time, and I've seen enough that most of the time that is not a true instance. I want to test that theory, review some of these films. So we're getting into it. 2000's The Hip Hop Witch. What is it? It's a god-awful Blair Witch Project ripoff with 5 teenage rappers. They're mostly referred to as 5 white kids and a pug because they have a dog, and it's supposed to be like a Scooby-Doo type of thing, I'm assuming. They're trying to track down the story of this witch, the hip-hop witch, who, this is according to the synopsis of this, lurks in the ghetto, and those who are attacked by her get a successful hip-hop career. And then through this search for the witch, they interview various rappers about their experience. Most prominently is Eminem, who is on the cover of this. Oh boy, where to even begin? This film is essentially plotless, so that at least saves me some time. You get what you came for. It's mostly interviews with early 2000s rappers that were popular at the time. You get Ja Rule, Vanilla Ice, Eminem, Vanilla Ice, we're going to get into that, God. Mobb Deep is in this, Vitamin C is in this for a couple seconds. That was a really weird cameo. That may actually be my favorite cameo, because we'll get into what my favorite character in this is, because, God. Where to even begin? Plotless, as I said, it's just a bunch of loose interviews repeating the same thing. The hip-hop witch, don't fuck with the witch. The witch has long fingers. The witch has long feet. Size 20 feet is said a lot. And apparently the witch likes putting fingers up people's buttholes, and that's a very prominent thing. Especially Eminem, this talks about the witch trying to finger his butthole multiple times. Unfortunately, that is actually less funny than it sounds. This is intended to be a comedy, and I think this may be the least funny intentional comedy I've ever seen. It is utter trash. The writing is, I'm assuming, non-existent. This feels like they just started filming rappers in the studio and asked them to say some dumb shit. You don't get a whole lot of substance here. It is literally just repeating the same lines over the course of, this is almost a 90-minute movie. I think this was 80 minutes after credits. Oh my god. It's a horror movie there's zero scares, there's zero jump scares. Spoiler alert, you don't see the witch. You just hear this weird like scuba diving sound whenever it's supposed to be around. You get this like dumb half-baked conspiracy about the witch being fake from these group of people and they're trying to catch it. It doesn't fucking matter. This movie is so unbearably terrible. This is a certified 1/2 out of 5. This may be in the top echelon of worst films I've ever seen. It is lazy. It is shot extremely poorly. The jokes, I don't even know if they're here. I mean, it's like just a bunch of weird homophobia from Eminem. That's the majority of the laughs in this. The laughs. You get some like fake news reporter that's like hip hop witch news. You get Vanilla Ice saying he wants to have sex with the witch, which was awful. I hate my hatred for Vanilla Ice is longer. That's a whole nother video. God Almighty. Um, it's just so poorly done. I don't know whose idea was this. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. It's just a complete and utter shit show waste of time. It's not so bad that it's good. It is just immensely boring and stupid, and it offended me that I was spending time watching it. Um, this was definitely torture. This is a film that would sink a lot of people's channels because it is unbelievably bad. Um, but I will say, if I were to choose a redeeming part or a favorite, I'm going to spoil the end of this because you shouldn't watch this movie. It is unbearable. The end is a distorted Vanilla Ice getting possessed by the so-called witch, and he says "Ice Ice Baby," and it distorts his voice to sound like a demon, and it just is the cherry on the shit cake. It is horrifically stupid and offensive to my eyes. This is something that gets shown in Guantanamo Bay. It's cruel and unusual. I don't recommend you watch it. It was torture. This is up there with Psycho Shark as one of the worst things I've ever seen. It literally feels like someone stumbled around with a camera in a studio and just started asking people to repeat the same lines. Sort of like The Aristocrats, but without a joke. Awful. Awful. If you're a fan of the rappers in this at all, or any of the musicians, you will certainly, they will drop down a few pegs in your eyes, because this is unbelievable. Eminem says he gets Butterfinger BBs stuck up his butt, though, which was, I giggled at how stupid that was. I like bad movies. This is so bad that it is unwatchable. This has a 2.4 out of 5 on IMDb. Um, that's just shocking to me, frankly. I've seen movies with lower than that are better than this. The music for a film about rappers, there is like zero rap music in this. I didn't even think of that. There's like no music. It's not even. It's just about musicians. They don't perform. It's like there was every effort to make this as bad as possible. I can't even recommend this to anybody. I rate this a 0 out of 10 if I could. Um, but yeah, I'm a little afraid of what episode 2 is now. So yeah, that's it for episode 1. Make sure to subscribe and keep your notifications on. Thanks, fellow to Say Media, for recommending this steaming pile of garbage. It is certainly something that I watched. It is certainly it's borderline not even a film. I would say it's a film of all time, but it's borderline not even a movie. It's I'm at a loss for words. It is completely unwatchable. But I finished it, so I guess it's not. But don't watch this. If you do, don't blame me. But it is on Prime. It's on Tubi. If you challenge yourself. Anyway, leave me suggestions in the comments as well for future episodes. I might actually do this weekly if people wanted enough. And follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be asking like the questions and stuff there. Thanks for asking a couple questions over there. But yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.